It's your boy Zay-P, Zay-P the I am. I am that I am, as you are that you are, for we are all that we are. From the individual to the many, for the many comes the all, and from the all is one. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you see me on Instagram, hit the heart, follow me over there so you can keep up. So when I had my awakening, well, my conscious awakening, because let's be certain, awakening is a process, it's a journey. But there are certain points that stand out more than others. For me, I had one of these points in 2016, which is what I call my conscious awakening, which is me awakening to the fact that I was having an awakening. And I was so out of it for the next probably week and a half, like literally floating on air, like literally having to get up, go to work, walk. You know, I live in New York City, so you walk into the subways, you walk from building to building, all through all sorts of traffic, and I was just like so out of it. I almost got hit by so many cars. It is no joke. Seriously, because I would be walking around and just amazed by the smallest details in life. Like I would literally be seeing the energy fields of the leaves in the trees. So I'm walking through the park like, oh my God, look at the trees. And then there's a street right here for me to cross, you know, like, so, you got to be careful with that especially when you're like, okay, you feel like jerked out of the matrix in some sense or some way. Reality has become surreal. Be mindful, ground yourself, make sure you're not literally in traffic. Oh, do I remember past lives? What has it taught you in this lifetime? Yes. Took a long time before I actually came into some of my memories of my past lives, but a lot of my memories of my past lives came under like intensive experiences. So like silent retreats, like going away for like a week or two. I would do these week or 2 week long silent retreats. Not every summer, but I did it for a period of a few years, nearly every summer. And I would go up to the woods to this, retreat center with a big group, a community, and we'd have this, we'd have monks and, there'd be this whole experience where it's just 24/7 meditation. Right? Different types of meditation, walking meditation, sitting meditation, prayer meditation, cleaning meditation, domestic duties, everything's basically your entire approach to life becomes meditation. And those are the only times I've ever really remembered my dreams, which I do know I'm very active in my dreams and in astral, but I never seem to remember them, not in my day-to-day life. Under those kind of conditions I do. And that is when I came into memories of past life memories and starseed memories. And that's been kind of crazy because a lot of the memories I came into, you could question. You can be like, all of this sounds almost unfathomable, right? So when I first started having these experiences, it was big time like, nah, you had to be making that up. That couldn't be real. But there's even a difference between the level of dreams and the level where you can remember the actual visceral experience in your body. And like it becomes more distinct and less transient. Like a dream is always a little bit more, at least my experience is elusive. But memories are a little bit more, they feel more concrete because I can remember more sensations. And so I've recalled being a alcoholic priest in the Roman Catholic days during I'm getting 1400s or something. I remember he was an alcoholic, but he was like an exorcist. And he had these sidekicks who would come and work with him as he went to go and do his religious work. But it was a stressful job and he was an alcoholic because of it. I remember life as a Roman soldier and getting stabbed in the back, which I used to have what they call phantom pains from until I got like some hypnotherapy to actually help me see that past life. And then I have some more off the wall memories. I actually remember being water. I remember actually being water and the path that I would take from the ocean through the mountains to certain river pools back into the ocean. And just the level of consciousness within water. And like that experience and that memory has really kind of 180'd me on my, for one, need for control in a lot of ways. I really learned a lot about being in the flow and being more relaxed and at ease and trusting just the natural meandering of life. So yeah, there's a few other stuff that I have memories about, but those are some examples. Did I have visions of my ancestors? So I'm going to give you two, yes and no. So I say yes and no because for me, a lot of what I consider my ancestors, I also consider past lives or alternative lives, because time is not linear. That's a whole nother thing. But for me, so yes, I've connected and had memories of both ancestors, but those ancestors are also part of my stream of guides, that stream of divine consciousness that I connect to, especially when I'm doing this work or anything like that. That stream of I am. And in that, it is all an aspect of self. And so from that perspective, I also see those ancestors as me. As, again, past lives, alternative lives. So yes, I've had visions of the ancestors, or you could say I've had visions of myself, or memories, which we did talk about earlier in this stream. This is a really deep question that you're asking right at the end of my live stream. I'm gonna just dig in just a little bit. So, ancestors aren't your past lives. From the perspective of if it's an ancestor, then it is not you. That is true. From a perspective of can an ancestor, when you look at the ancestral lineage solely through the genetic line, solely through the human biological genetic line, that whole ancestral lineage is very limited thought. But at the same time, it has no bearing on soul or soul energy. Now, with regards to soul energy, soul, spirit, the ethers, the nethers, etc., soul, spirit, etc., it's all made by energy units. These energy units are dispersed and can recombine in various different ways. So, you come into a body, you're incarnated as Rita. You may have had past experiences. The energy units that create Rita may have come from energy units that could have been Joan of Arc, that could have been a little bit of Jesus, that could have been a little bit of Marty McFly, and a bunch of other energy units all coming together with the stream of consciousness that is Rita, that identifies as that particular individuation or that particular perspective that is Rita, coming in with these energy units. You're bringing in these aspects to be as though it's part of you. Now, when you look at things from a higher dimension, if all is one and you are in fact part of Source, and Source is actually playing through all aspects, all, including your ancestors, are in fact part of you. When you look at the energy, the cellular energy fractions or particles, however you want to look at it, that are dispersed and that can come back together, reform, and recreate, you actually can connect to or reconnect to or remember specific experiences that those particular energy units went through, such as me connecting with the energy of water. Energy units that were water at that particular time, particularly with regards to the path that I talked about, the route that I took as water, those energy units being redispersed back into the ethers, remixing with other energy units, eventually coming into their own levels of consciousness, eventually embodying with this present incarnation, this particular point of view or perspective that is Zay, now has the experience of being water. But that is not solely owned by this small perspective that is Zay. That is of the all. So, from that grander experience and from the micro scale of energy units, you can see how the ancestors are in fact you. But from the human linear thought of genetic DNA, your family lineage, it may not look that way. Now, you also have to remember that when we reincarnate, we do not always reincarnate in the same family, in the same genealogies. There's no diversity in that. As spirits, we're here to grow. And so we are often reincarnating for newer experiences. We're staying in the same line consistently. And I know that's a popular train of thought. We can choose where we go and how we go, and some choose to reincarnate into certain lineages and certain lines. But for the majority, we're all having a variety of different experiences. And then the energy that forms us in each of those experiences is constantly being dispersed and dispersed. And so when we come back in, we're coming back in with more energy, but this more energy can come from a myriad of places, whatever places that we may need to draw experience from. Right? So you're going to incarnate into life and you're like, this is going to be a difficult life. I need more will and I need more perseverance. And so you're going to draw on those resources of self to bring in will and perseverance. But some of those energy units may be coming from lives of Joan of Arc. They can be coming from lives of Genghis Khan, like wherever that you might envision willful and strong, persevering individuals, right? And so that's how that works, how we are in one way, our ancestors, and in another way, we are not. But this is part of multi-dimensional truth, where things are just layered upon each other. Okay, see, I thought I was here, and sorry about that, but I hope that made some sense, Rita. You just pulled forth a whole bunch of stuff right there.